Mama, please. I'm still his wife.
To who? To a man who doesn't even remember your name?
Daniel, thank God. You're awake.
Where am I? Who are you?
Mrs. Daniels, your husband's memory loss appears selective. He remembers events before his marriage, but everything after that, including you, is gone.
The steady beep of the hospital monitor was the only sound in the room. Chioma Daniels sat beside her husband's bed, her fingers trembling around his cold hand. 2 weeks. 2 endless weeks since the accident that nearly took his life. When his eyes finally opened, she burst into tears.
Daniel, thank God. You're awake.
He blinked at her, confused.
Where am I? Who are you?
Her smile froze. She laughed nervously, thinking he was joking, but the blankness in his eyes wasn't a joke. It was real, terrifyingly real. The doctor pulled her aside.
Mrs. Daniels, your husband's memory loss appears selective. He remembers events before his marriage, but everything after that, including you, is gone.
The words shattered her. Chioma stared at Daniel through the glass window. The man she built a life with, the man who once couldn't sleep without her by his side, now looked at her like she was a stranger. At home, his mother, Mama Daniels, didn't hide her bitterness.
I told you this marriage was too fast. Maybe this is God's way of correcting a mistake. You must understand the seriousness of this.
Mama, please. I'm still his wife.
To who? To a man who doesn't even remember your name?
Chioma swallowed her tears. She had no intention of leaving. Not again. Days turned into weeks. Chioma cooked, cleaned, and cared for Daniel, reminding him of everything they once shared. Their first kiss, their wedding day, their honeymoon in Ghana. He listened politely, but none of it rang a bell. Then one night she caught him staring at her from across the room. His gaze lingered too long.
Why do I feel like I've kissed you before?
Her heart skipped. It was the first spark of the man she knew. But just as hope returned, the past came knocking, literally. A woman in a red dress showed up at their gate, holding flowers.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I heard Daniel was in an accident.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. He's inside receiving care now.
I came to check on him.
Chioma's stomach tightened. She knew that name. Daniel's ex, the one he swore he was over. When Vanessa walked into the living room, Daniel's face lit up, brighter than Chioma had seen in weeks.
Vanessa, I remember you.
Chioma clenched her fists. She wanted to scream, but instead she smiled politely and walked away. That night, Daniel turns to Chioma and says,
I think you've been kind to me, but I want Vanessa to help me fill in the blanks.
Chioma forces a smile, but tears roll down her cheeks when he isn't looking. The man who once loved her deeply now trusts another woman with his memory. And as the lights go out, Mama Daniel's voice echoes down the hallway.
I told you, Chioma. You were never meant to be his forever.
Vanessa was everywhere. In the house, in his space, in his head. Every morning, Chioma woke to her perfume lingering in the living room. Every night she watched Daniel laugh at jokes he once shared with her. Mama Daniels didn't hide her satisfaction.
You see how happy he is now? Maybe God brought Vanessa back for a reason.
Chioma clenched her fists. She wanted to scream, but instead she smiled politely and walked away. Because deep down, she had a feeling. Vanessa's timing wasn't coincidence. One afternoon while clearing Daniel's room, Chioma's hand brushed against something under the bed, a flash drive. Curiosity burned through her. She plugged it into her laptop. What she saw froze her blood. It was CCTV footage from the night of the accident. Daniel was in the driver's seat, arguing with someone in the passenger seat. The woman's face turned toward the camera. Vanessa. A second later, the car swerved. The screen went black. Chioma's hand trembled. Oh God, she was there. That night she tried to show Daniel, but Vanessa was one step ahead.
Ugh. Chioma, you really should stop with all this drama. It's embarrassing. You caused the accident, didn't you? Prove it.
Daniel walked in mid-argument, confused and annoyed.
Enough!
Vanessa's helping me. You're just making things worse.
The words stung deeper than she expected. He didn't even realize he was defending the woman who nearly killed him. Later that night, Chioma packed her things. She couldn't breathe in that house anymore. The next morning, she walked into Daniel's room, silent tears staining her cheeks.
Daniel, I don't care if you remember me or not, but I need you to know the woman you're protecting almost killed you.
Daniel froze, disbelief clouding his face.
What did you just say?
She dropped the report on his bed and walked out before he could respond. Hours later, Daniel storms into Vanessa's apartment. She's packing in a hurry.
Tell me the truth, Vanessa! Were you in the car with me that night?
She smiles, calm, unbothered.
Yes, I was. And if you think that changes anything, you still don't remember what really happened, Daniel.
The thunder cracked through the night like an omen. Daniel sat on the edge of his bed, drenched in sweat, his mind replaying flashes of the past. Chioma's laughter, her perfume, the night of the accident. He gasped and clutched his head. Chioma, he whispered, the name rolling off his tongue as if summoned by fate. Across town, Chioma couldn't sleep. Something in her spirit felt unsettled. She had tried to move on. She even agreed to go on a date with her colleague, Jide, but her heart still carried Daniel like a stubborn shadow. That same night, Daniel drove aimlessly through the rain until he found himself parked in front of her apartment. He didn't even remember how he got there. When Chioma opened her door and saw him, soaked, trembling, and confused, her heart stopped.
Daniel! Daniel!
I remember you.
Chioma froze, torn between relief and anger.
You remember? After all this time? After I was made to look like the desperate one?
Daniel dropped to his knees.
They lied to me, Chioma. Vanessa, she told me you left me because I lost everything. She said you moved on.
And you believed her.
Before he could answer, a black SUV pulled up. Vanessa stormed out, her mascara running from the rain.
Daniel! Don't let her manipulate you again!
Enough, Vanessa. I know the truth now.
Vanessa's mask slipped.
You were nothing before me, Daniel! I gave you a name, a life, and you throw it away for her!
She gave me love, Vanessa. That's something you could never buy.
Vanessa's eyes burned with rage as she hissed,
You'll regret this, Daniel!
She turned and stormed into the rain, her world crashing as theirs reignited. Chioma tried to pull her hand away.
Daniel, don't do this because you pity me.
He shook his head.
I'm doing this because remembering you feels like breathing again.
As the rain poured harder, Daniel kissed her. The kind of kiss that made time freeze, that whispered home. Weeks later, Daniel cut all ties with Vanessa's company, started rebuilding his own business, and asked Chioma to help him. Not as an assistant, but as a partner.
We may have lost time, but love found its way back.
Chioma smiled.
Maybe some stories are meant to pause, not end.
Subscribe for more if you enjoyed this story.